Turn this into this. Coconut bites. It's turned to chocolate. Hello and welcome to Chocolate Plus. My name is Mark, aka the Great British Chocolatier, and today we are going to be making some coconut bites in some dark chocolate, and I'm going to top them with some sliced almond. I have some sweetened coconut shredded coconut. That's what it is. Okay, so as you know, we've got a parchment paper here on our baking tray, and we've got our candy melts, and we're going to throw them in the bowl, and we're going to put them in the microwave for 30 seconds. Okay, we're going to put them in the microwave for 30 seconds. Gonna get myself a fork here, and I'll be back when that's done. Okay, 30 seconds has elapsed, and as you see, not a lot of melting been going on, but we're going to stir them around, put them back in, another 30 seconds, and I do have some paramount crystals. Now this is something that you can use to thin out the chocolate. As we've discovered, these Mount Craft candy wafers are a little thick, and so this is going to help you thin it out, but you're going to need just a tiny bit. You're not going to put a whole heaping teaspoon, almost like half a teaspoon we're going to put in, because we just want to thin it out a little bit. Okay, second round. Stir the chocolate around to see a lot more melting going on, and then don't worry about this. Go there for a third round. So you can pick these up on Amazon. That's why I got this. This is actually £1.25. It is about $12. You can buy different ones that are more expensive, but I thought I'd give this one a try. And all this is palm kernel oil, which is usually already in the candy melts already. Yeah, palm kernel oil. So we're just adding a little bit. And like I said, you can always use Crisco as well, which is obviously the much cheaper option. All right, so round 3, as you see there, most of it's melted, and whatever's left on the fork will melt in with the chocolate that's on here. Did you see this? That's supposed to be nice and flowing, but it isn't. So let me just put in, I don't need to like little crystals. So I'm only going to put a few flakes in. It might help. I did see one review saying you should melt this first. So we'll find out whether I should have melted it first. But the residual heat in the chocolate should definitely melt it. And I'm just going to stir away here. But as we're making coconut bites, so the way that I do it is that I just dip the entire contents of the bag, or half the bag should I say. Alright, I can see the lumps are not melting. So I'm going to, and it's already thinned out a little bit, so I'm going to put it back in here for 15 seconds. Yeah, so the census was to melt this first and then pour it in its liquid form. That way we wouldn't need to throw it back into the microwave. But it doesn't hurt it. And these, if you like coconuts and you like dark chocolate, this is a great combination to do. And so I'm going to stir that up a bit more, making sure. Now, if you find it's still not flowing good, you can add more. You can't take it out, so you always add a little bit, little by little, until you get the consistency that you want. But because I'm adding coconut to this, it's going to thicken it up real quick anyway. And I always forget, this is not your camera angle, this is your camera angle. So we're just stirring up the chocolate, and so all the lumps and bumps will get taken out. So let's pour some of this in, and that's all I do. About how much, I don't know. About that much. And in there was 14 ounces, and I'm just stirring this into the chocolate, directly into the chocolate, and you see it's already going to thicken up. So we can add a little bit more. Oh, there you go. So that's a good half a bag. And then you're just going to coat all you're coating the entire coconut shreds into the chocolate, like so. And then we're going to grab a spoon, which is what we're going to do now. You can take a teaspoon. You want small bite-size, small bite-sized pieces. It's going to go on to the tray. So about half an inch, I guess. And then you put them on. It's rustic. I like the rusticness of it. And you're just going to fill up the whole baking tray with as many as this makes. Like so. And you can keep them rounded. They're going to be different sizes because, in fact, let me get, do I have a teaspoon? Yeah, I have a teaspoon. They're going to be different sizes because you're just eyeballing it. But 1 or 2 bites is good. Alright, so I'm going to continue doing this, and I'll be back when it's all done. Okay, we're coming to the end now, and as you see, it's made quite a few, and you try to keep the size about the same as best as you can. If you don't, don't sweat it. But there we go. That's made quite a handsome amount. And so let me see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so there's 25, 30, about 40 bites. Now, you can go in the fridge for about 5 minutes. When we come back, we're going to give them another coating of chocolate, and then we're going to be putting our almond slice. So let me throw this in the fridge, and I'll be back in a few seconds. Be right back. Okay, and we are back. We have all of our coconut bites all ready to go. I've melted some more chocolate here because I'm gonna definitely coat them again. 3 rounds in the microwave, 30 seconds at a time, stirring in between. And we have our rustic looking. Now these are good as is. You can eat them just as they are without anything else added onto them. Or you can dip them again, and that's what I'm going to do, because what I'm going to do is, let me see if I get a little container here, like so. Then you're going to be putting an almond slice on the top of these. You could use a whole almond, what I've done before is while it is still soft, I press a whole almond in there and then I cover it with chocolate. This I'm doing slightly different. So and what we're going to do is simply, if I can get my bearings right here, I'm just going to take this, dip it into the chocolate, like so. Don't keep it in there for too long because it will start melting again. And we're just going to shake off the extra chocolate and we're placing it down on there. And then we're going to decorate it with a little almond slice, just like that. Let me show you again. We dip this into the chocolate, giving it a chocolate bath, shaking off the excess, and then we're putting it back onto the tray. Almond slice, time to break them in half, and like so. And you repeat this process until it's all done. I did put some paramount crystals in here, so it's thinned out the chocolate just a wee bit because there's a lot of chocolate in the coconut. And you can use dark, you can use milk chocolate. And so there we go. It's a matter of repeating the process until it's all been dipped again. And there we go. So I'm going to continue doing this, and so sit back and have fun. Okay, we're coming down to the end here, and as you see, I am running out of chocolate. I'm not going to make another batch, so I left some with the almonds and some without almonds, and some are going to be rustic in this form here, which is not a problem because it's all going to taste good. But I really want to use up as much of the chocolate as I can without making another batch. And so if I had a spatula, I could just mop it all up. And I think we are going to be done with that. Alright, so here we have our almost end result. We have our almond coconut bites with almond flakes. We have our, in the raw but not raw, coconut bites as is, and these are now just coated with chocolate. Put them in the microwave. Put them in the fridge for about 5 minutes just to firm these last few up, and then we come back and have a taster. Be right back. Okay, we are back, and we have our coconut bites out of the fridge. We have our coconut and almond, coconut covered, and just coconut bites. This got a famous red place, like so, and let's just load these up right here. Let's move this out the way. And there we have it. We have our coconut almond, our coconut, and our uncovered coconuts, but let's try the ones with, he says there's everything's falling down. Alright. Hopefully that's staying. Alright, let's give this a try. It's very coconutty. The almond actually gives it a little snap on the top. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely something that you can make. So why not give it a try? As we're gearing up for the Christmas season, these would be a perfect bite-sized treat to give to your family and guests. And everything's falling apart here. So without any further ado, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't yet, chocolatize that subscribe button and hit that notification bell, which will let you know every time a new video has been uploaded. Well, until that's all we got time for today. Until next week, have a great day. Bye-bye.